What's up, everybody? This is DJ Lyon Head, and this is the Support Cha Boi Podcast. And man, do we have a great guest today. What I can tell you is, if you actually watch Street Beef, and before there was a death sentence, I would say the face of Street Beefs was this man right here. He was very well known because when you seen him with his suspenders on, you know he's gonna get down. He's gonna drop somebody. This man actually I think that people were afraid to fight because there was always ending on their back. I would love to see him fight again, but I also want to know what he's got going moving forward. He is the one, the only Fair Play. What's good, bro?
Hey, it's another day. I appreciate you inviting me and having me on your podcast. And right now I'm just relaxing, living one day at a time. That's it.
Oh, man. There's so many questions I wanted to ask you. I actually thought this wouldn't even happen because on my board of Street Beef fighters I wanted to get, you were in the top 3.
Oh, I'm honored. I appreciate that.
I'm serious. I think you were either 1 or 2. You and Malik Ogun. I'm still trying to holler at him, but man, you were one of the top ones. You don't want to notice more than anybody, especially your fighting style. Everybody knows, if you watch Street Beef in the beginning, everybody knows Fair Play is. Even if they don't even know the name, they see that man with them suspenders dropping people, they know what's up.
Hey, I appreciate it. It was a good run. I was glad I was able to get a part of Street Beefs and have my moment of fame. It was a good run. I probably wouldn't change it. If I could do it again, I probably wouldn't change it, to tell you the truth.
Right. I mean, the battles you had, the style of what you fought, and I haven't seen it being duplicated at all. I'm surprised. I mean, since it's so effective, it should have been duplicated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you would think it's a old-fashioned boxing, old-style boxing, old-school boxing that it really isn't adopted today because it's kind of like one of those lost arts that people just forget about. Like everyone's thinking about the Philly shell now, modern boxing styles and all that. That's the era. So. It just got forgotten, but when you use the old stuff, it works because it makes you more unpredictable.
Exactly.
So people have seen it before, and that's why they get caught, people get hurt. And honestly, back in the day, even like the reason why those guys were champions in the world, they're using those type of styles.
Yeah.
Old doesn't mean it doesn't work,
Exactly. Would you say that your boxing style is more of a peekaboo style or a different kind of old style?
I like the peekaboo. I was a huge fan of the peekaboo stance, but it doesn't really work for me because I'm a tall guy.
Right.
It looks good because it's a flashy style, and it's an aggressive style too. Like a lot of guys in the yard or in the amateur world aren't used to people rushing you with that type of style. Like it's a very aggressive. People, like, especially amateur, you have guys still learning the basics. So when you have someone that's constantly being aggressive on you, you can't think on your feet, you can't think naturally. So that's why it works really effectively. That's why Tyson was getting a lot of guys when he's in the Olympics.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
The name Fair Play. How'd you come up with this name?
So Fair Play started off with, it originally started off because there's this, comic book hero, one of my favorite comic book heroes named Mr. Terrific. And he has this jacket, and on the jacket arms it says Fair Play. He was by the book. He was a by the book guy. He fought fair, he fought just.
Yeah.
And I don't think he really killed people in the comics. It's DC comics. People really didn't kill. But I always like the word fair play because it makes sense because I was a respectable fighter. I respect. Yeah. I was never a trash talker. I never disrespected people after I won. or even while I was fighting them, you know. So people just said, no, the name sticks because you're a very respectable fighter. You're a respectable fighter in the ring and outside the ring. It's like, all right, that makes sense. So I stuck with it.
Yeah, that's dope. Well, this is something I got, and I'm pretty sure everybody wants to know. The suspender. Did you get it? This is me first being a video game fan. Did you get it from like Street Fighter's Dudley? You know, he used to wear suspenders, or even Streets of Rage. Adam Hunter would wear the suspenders.
Yeah, that was close. It's funny. Everyone thinks I got it from that, but honestly, I just like the style. Like back in the day, steampunk, or even the original fighters back in the day, like first bare knuckle boxers, they would be dressed like that when they fought. And I just like that era and like that style, so I wore that and did the old fashioned fisticuffs, you know.
I like it. I think it's dope. When I first saw you, you reminded me of like a bartender that'll serve you a drink and beat your ass.
Yeah. No, but the Dudley correlation though, it was very coincidental. But I definitely can see why. But I just like the style. That style back in the day, people, they were showmen, they were dressed formally, you know, and they even fought with a lot of respect back in the day. Like you would fight each other, and then after the fight, y'all would shake hands. You know, it's just the way it is.
I like that. That is dope. Okay, so I have a question. Well, it's not me. There was a question from the Street Beef's Facebook page. I was told to ask this question. I think I got your name, so I apologize. Got your name, bro. But he was asking, you answered the way you want to. But he was asking, is it possible in July, the 5 years anniversary of Street Beef, is it possible you would join up in July for a one-time fight at Street Beef? That's what I was asked by one of the fans of you from the Street Beef page.
In July? I don't think I'll be fighting, but I would like to go to that event. I'd probably go to that event. I might take a drive down there and see what's going on.
Yeah, that's dope. That would be dope.
Because this is 5 years. That's significant. 5-year anniversary. Yeah, that's worthy to go see what's going on.
Yeah, I agree. So you're also into, as far as martial arts, you're the MMA and boxing. Which one would you lean more to? Is your style more the MMA or more of the boxing?
It's way more boxing. 100% more. Like even in Street Beefs, I think I had a lot more boxing fights than MMA fights. Like I went to MMA because whoever I was fighting or whoever challenged would prefer MMA, but usually I would fight boxing. The only reason why I did MMA because I don't want anyone to always say like, oh well, if I had you in MMA, then it would have been different, or oh, if I had you in boxing, I was like, okay, if it's MMA, I'm in the gi, or if it's boxing, I'll put the suspenders on. You know, this is just let me know what we're doing so I can know what the
right.
That's really all.
Yeah, that is so dope. Yeah, so I know that you're into the amateurs right now. And when it comes to the boxing, how's that going for you right now?
So I went pro.
Oh.
Went pro 2 years ago. Actually, probably 3 years ago. And I will say it's for anyone, like there's levels to the game. Like pro is a whole different animal. You can do amateur and be a 5-0 amateur, and then do pro, you'll be 0-10. Like the skill gap is that big. Yes, because like I did Street Beef, and I was remarkable in Street Beefs. People say one of the GOATs. Then when I did amateur sanctioned, the skill gap was massive in amateur sanctioned. Like guys are really good in amateur sanctioned, and that was okay. Like I lost a couple, I won a couple, and then the significant wins though, I got like 5 belts in amateur, and then 5 like major belts in amateur, like through amateur MMA, amateur kickboxing, and once I went pro, like it was like I didn't even know how to fight. Like guys are really good.
They were that good.
They were really, really good. And even the fight I won, like even that guy, like even though it says unanimous decision, that guy fought like a dog, you know. So, the professional world, if you for all those upcoming amateurs, just when you think you're ready, you're not ready. Like boxers, is a reason why boxers have like 100+ fights before they go pro, because guys are good, like they're really good. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, like I'm telling you, like I thought I knew something about fighting, but then once I went pro, that out of the window. Like if I'm ever gonna fight pro again, I'm gonna have to be in peak condition and have a really good trainer, because it's a whole different. Think of it this way: think of amateur as a lake, and pro the entire ocean. You know, it's that much of a difference.
That's a big difference.
Yeah. So, but I'm not really. I'm mostly retired. I'm not really fighting anymore. I'm relaxing. You know, I had a good run. I never really saw myself as becoming like any big iconic fighter in a professional league. Just wanted to see like where I would get, but right now I'm on cruise control with life. I'm just enjoying life, living one day at a time. That's it.
That's dope. That's dope. Yeah. The fact that you knew when to take a break instead of just outdoing yourself, not listening to your body, and and just ignoring if you have an injury or ignoring any kind of changes in your life. I know several of street beef fighters who are now in the amateur. Let's do something called, let's make a tutorial. So, for fair play, for some of those street beef fighters who are in the amateurs, can you give them 3 things they need to look out for when they go from amateurs to pro when it comes to boxing?
When it comes to boxing, looking out, especially with boxing, if you're ever going to box and you go pro, you got to get the sparring rounds in. You got to train like religion. I would say train 6 days a week. If you can get that 7th one, and get that 7th one in, because the most important thing in pros is your chin and your cardio. The moment you get tired, you lost the fight. You lost the fight when you get tired. Especially if that other guy sees it, he's not going to lay off of you until you're down. Like the pro league's unforgiving. That's what boxing. Like boxing is all about cardio. I would say kind of the same with MMA, but you can grapple and you can rest. You have to be a really good grappler, because 9 times out of 10, when you get your first pro MMA fight, you're going to fight a wrestler. 9 times out of 10, that wrestler is a D1 and D2 wrestler, so you're not going to out. And it's tough. It's really tough. Like you got to literally cross your P's and Q's when you do that transition from amateur to pro, because people think like it's not back in the day where like, oh yeah, you'll fight some tomato can. No, like guys are good. They're like really, really good. So,
well, I got a personal question when it comes to going to from amateur to pro.
Yeah.
Once you go from amateur to pro, like you did, do you suggest to lay off the sex?
See, there's different views on that. Now, a traditional guy, an old school guy, will tell you like, yeah, when you get your fight like a month prior, at latest, a month prior, you gotta relax. And some people will tell you do it more because it gets your endorphins and it gets your pheromones stronger. So like, you do more of it, your production of that testosterone gets stronger. So it really all depends. But me personally, I say like, when it comes to not doing it, it's a mental thing too, because it makes you more disciplined. You know, it keeps you more focused. So I can agree with both sides saying that like it's beneficial. It just depends on your mindset. That's really what it is. Because when you're more focused and you're not thinking about those things, scientifically, yes, you will do better in the fight. Like they did some sort of science. They said like it's not by like a huge margin, but when you don't do that, your testosterone and your strength performance does increase slightly. So there's the little science behind it.
Huh. I never thought of that.
Yeah.
When you went pro, did you get offers or did you want first sponsors?
Yeah, I got a couple sponsors, but those sponsors only really stay on your side in the regards of if you win or not. So it's like, because in reality it's a gamble, especially if you get a good manager that's giving you fights of guys that you could potentially beat, or if they feed you the wolves and give you a guy that's really good. It's all at their most, because at the same time your manager's trying to make money. Like and you're in a world where they don't care about you, they care about you're in a world where you have to care about yourself. So you have to walk a similar path to someone else that has the same ideals, not to help you, but for them to help themselves. But if your ideals are similar, y'all are actually helping each other. There's no one. It's a cold world. There's no one trying to help you out, because everyone, at the end of the day, everyone's trying to make their own money. So I can't listen. It's a hustle. I can't get mad at that. It's a hustle.
Yeah, I understand.
It's just
so have you ever thought of, because you're taking a cruise control right now, have you ever thought about going into coaching?
Coaching? Now, not to coach people for amateur fights. Yeah, I could coach for amateur fights, but coaching for like professional, no. I can't get them. I can't get them to the point to where they could be successful. I don't. But amateur wise, yes. No, I can teach someone enough to know how to defend themselves even in the cage. But now when you're talking about making millions, going to the world, are you talking about world talent, world skill? I don't have the answer for that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Man, because I always thought, even though I got him on the podcast, that said, he's getting, trained by Mighty Mouse, and I think it's more of his grappling. When it comes to having hands in boxing, man, he would benefit so much from a man like you. Telling
you. Like if he's never thrown a proper jab in his life, and I show him how to throw a proper jab, that's the only right way he's ever seen. So he's only going to do it, And then that thing's going to be crispy every single time.
Yeah.
And he's a light, tall guy, so he would be perfect. Light, tall guy.
Yep.
It's hard because most light guys are short, and he's tall. He would be perfect. Yeah.
He would be. Oh man, there's so much more on to it's more about questions about when it comes to if you were fighting.
Take your time and ask away. I'm not doing anything special tonight.
What was your proudest moment in street beef?
Proudest moment?
Is it against Viking?
Viking was a tough guy. Like that dude. When they said they wanted to rematch, I'm like, oh my god, I gotta fight this freaking guy again. But no, because he's tough. This is a guy that he trains like religion. He's good, and he never gets tired. He has cardio. Like, he'll work you down. That's the type of fighter. Like he'll wear you out. That's the type of fighter he is. But proudest moment though, I'm actually trying to think. Because even though I've been in street beefs, I fought like at least 30 fights for them. I've never fought for a belt, so I can't really think.
You totally could have won one easily.
Yeah, but the way the belting works there is strange, because it's hard to get champions to come on certain events to fight and defend their belts. It's hard because you have to understand, these guys are regular guys. They got work, they come in when they can, and it's in Virginia. Some people have to go state to state. It's tough. I get it. So I would say my proudest moment would probably be when they finally put my name on the wall. I'm trying to figure out if that was, I think that was after I fought Iraqi Assassin.
Yeah.
And Iraqi, he was a tough guy too. That guy can move. He's fast.
Yeah, he sure can.
Proudest moment, I would say, when I actually got on BLK Prime to fight Showtime. I would say that's probably my proudest moment. Things were official. Like, I was on pay-per-view. It's the first time Street Beefs had pay-per-view in anything, so I would say that was one of my proudest moments. I got to fight in every single branch of the yard. Every single yard branch in the organization.
Even the West Coast?
I fought on the West Coast. I fought in the scrapyard, and back when they had Pound for Pound in the other section of Virginia, fought there. The only one I didn't fight was the Texas branch. That's the only branch, and that came out around when I retired. Other than that, I pretty much did everything I really could have done for Street Beefs, or in Street Beefs. So
I think you did. Is there a fight in Street Beefs? Sorry. Was there a fight in Street Beefs that you wanted to fight, but he didn't want to fight you?
No one. I will say one thing. There were a handful of people that skated away from wanting to fight me, but they were just timid people in general. But no, everyone that I wanted to fight, I fought. And there were people I didn't want to fight, but I went back down if they asked me to fight. Because that's just warrior mentality. Like, of course, you're scared every fight you get in. You don't want to fight.
Yeah.
It's just fear is natural.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not going to back down a fight, because at the same time, fighting's fun. So
yeah. So,
How many MMA fights do you have at Street Beefs? I'm not sure if you can count how many times. I lost track. I remember every time when you go to an event, you have to put down your record. Yeah. But MMA, I would say I had to have had like maybe at most 15 MMA fights. Oh, man. 20 boxing matches. And I think I had like 5 grappling matches. Here's the funny question I wanted to ask, because I never asked how to do this. When you were MMA fighting in Street Beefs, and I saw that you have very, very good tips. Have you ever fought one of those fights and forgot to cut your toenails? No. Actually, I think early they didn't do it, but around the time I was like almost done with MMA, they actually make sure you cut your nails before the fight. Because, you have talons on your feet, you can slice someone up, you know? But no, like I was polite enough to always make sure my toenails were cut. Sometimes we even got to fight with shoes depending on the terrain. Yeah. But most of the time I was barefoot, and I made sure my toenails were cut, because I would know that would suck if someone cut me with their toenails, so I wouldn't do that. Anybody ever try, or is there accidentally, or you noticed their nails weren't cut correctly? I never had that situation, believe it or not. I don't think I even had any situation in Street Beefs where I got cut, like elbows and anything. I never got any superficial damage in Street Beefs. Damn. Not even a hematoma. Well, actually, no. I got a contusion once. I got one contusion in a fight in Florida. But other than that, no serious injuries. I got lucky. Yeah. Did you always bring Vaseline and things of that nature? Usually. Vaseline, gloves, ice. And most of the time they even had that stuff on the side too for fighters. Like they came in pretty prepared for events. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. So you don't have any aspirations right now, or would you say you're more just taking a break from martial arts or boxing, or you're pretty much done for now? What? Yeah, I'm actually. Yeah, when I say like I'm like semi-retired, like if I never fight again, I'd be all right with that. But if I get another chance, I would go 100% inside of it. I would invest. Like, if I ever fight again, I have to be in the best shape. So at least I know, like, I gave it my all in this fight. If I lose, then I got my answer.
Wow.
But no, right now I'm writing. I wrote a book. I'm writing a book series, actually, and that kind of fell into like my new niche, because I went on deployment for the military, and while I was out there doing nothing, I just started writing, and it's a good series. I've got the first volume should come out like a couple months. I don't know. I'll see. We'll see what happens. But it's my new niche, because fighting. It's not. I'm not looking for fighting to make wealth. I only did fighting because it was fun. Once you make it a job and make it a chore, you stop liking it. You fall in love with it. Yeah,
it does. So you already mentioned you were in the military. Which branch were you in?
I'm still in the Army.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've been in the Army for about 12 years now.
Oh, that's dope. Do you have any brothers or sisters?
Yeah, I got 2 brothers. I got 1 sister. And I'm the baby. They're all older than me.
Then here's the question I have to ask you this. Once your older brothers found out that you're in street beef, you came home with the win, did they ever talk shit and be like,
No. No, they're pretty good on that part. They never said anything. I mean, I would never fight them in general, because
you know how older brothers are. Once they see you have too many wins, they think you all bad now.
Oh yeah, they take that to heart. I know what you're saying. It's like 100%. No, but no, my one brother's pretty modest about it. My other brother, he stays to himself. I really don't talk to him too much, but I'd say he would be exactly what you said. He'd probably say like, "Yeah, I'd like to see you try that."
Yeah.
See where that gets you. Yeah, they like to talk trash. But other than that dude be hilarious. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, that would be heck of fun. Look at these dudes came back home with a win. Think you all that now, huh?
Yeah.
I could drop you. That's how we talking. I bet you I could drop you.
Exactly, because when we were kids, they would drop me when I was a kid. Now I'm older.
Yeah. I had older brothers too. They did the same to me.
Yep. Same situation. Same exact.
Yeah, this is dope, man. I really appreciate you coming on the podcast, man. There's one last question I wanted to ask you.
Yeah, do what you gotta do.
Appreciate it, bro. The one last question, because it's one of the most important ones, is this question here. As we end out and end this podcast at this time, my biggest question is there a chance that I could get Fair Play back on the podcast in the future?
Oh, 100%. 1,000%.
Oh, yeah, bro. That's dope. Man, so I want to thank you guys for coming to Support Cha Boi Podcast and checking out Fair Play. Make sure you go ahead and watch all his videos on YouTube when he was on Street Thieves. And, follow him on Facebook, Instagram, and, and see his journey, that he had within boxing and within MMA. Man, really appreciate you, Fair Play, for being on the Support Cha Boi Podcast. Until next time, you guys, peace.